Flamingos really are quirky birds. There's not very many other birds that make a nest in the mud to lay their eggs and grow their young, and yet flamingos' nests look like these little muddy volcanoes of sorts out in the middle of the mud flats in the shallow river. And you would never think it would work, but it did.
Your work is worship, you are unique. His design is your advantage. Leverage all that he's granted. Be who you are, let your colors show. Flamingos, let the whole world know there's joy through and through. When you let God work through you.
When I realized that I could self-publish my books, it was a big day. I had always dreamed of being an author, dreamed of having my name in print. And, the first time I saw it on Amazon, I just didn't look back. Katie Hornor, author, But one of the most impactful stories I had was I was writing the story of the things that God was teaching us to trust him and that he is our provider and that our story matters to other people. And I had created this devotional. I took it to a writer's conference and I paid the money to meet with the publishing agent, and she very kindly looked over my material and looked me right in the eyes and she said, Katie, it's a lovely story, but nobody's gonna buy it. And I went home dejected, cried out to my husband, cried out to my God, and instinctively I knew God was saying, publish it anyway. And we gathered a launch team together that ended up with 150 women excited about that book. And God took that book to bestseller on Amazon the first day we launched it. And that was a lesson to me to never listen to the naysayers when God is telling you to do something else, no matter how crazy it seems. So as I was thinking through the flamingo facts and knowing that there was a book in my future here as well, and that God would get the word out. And so the first flamingo book was Faith Like Flamingos, and it's a series of a month of devotional type stories around a flamingo fact and the lesson that we can learn from them and apply to our business as we do our business with God. And so the Flamingo Advantage became the next book, and it's specifically for Christian entrepreneurs. And the Flamingo Advantage walks you through some of that mindset stuff along with a lot of the marketing that will help you to not only stand out in your niche, but also to stay relevant to the people you're trying to reach and to change the world that God's placed you in. They say that a self-published book in its first year is lucky if it gets past 200 copies. And the Flamingo Advantage neared almost 1,000 in its first year. But the truth is, even if only one person reads that book and is impacted, it's done its job. And I feel like for myself especially, but even for clients I've served and for people that I've talked to, writing a book is a way to leave a legacy. Who's gonna learn from your stories when you're gone? There must be a way to pass this on so that future generations can know what God did, because God is faithful. God never changes. And if God could do that for them, then he can do it for me. And if he did it for me, he can give you hope that he will do it for you too. And I think it's an important part of our legacy, important part of passing down a generational faith, that we're able to document the stories of God working in our lives and the lessons that he's taught us to be able to pass it on to future generations. A book opens a door for all kinds of opportunities. I love the fact that for us, the book has just opened so many doors, from relationships to stages to income opportunities that we just couldn't have done without having that book in hand. Your message matters, and it doesn't have to be in a book for it to get passed on. There's video, there's podcasts, there's recordings and speaking on people's stages, as well as the written word. For anyone watching right now and wondering, how do I get my message out? I don't think the how is as important as that you do. Take whatever avenue you have at hand right now and just start getting it out in that way. And the others will come as God expands your influence. But you've got to take the first step to get your message out.